Information fueled.
Opinion driven.
This is Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis.
And so, my fellow Americans,
We talk news.
5:06, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We got fires in the west, of course, snow coming here to Middle Tennessee. It's Thursday, January 9th of 2025. So California, couple of things going on real quick. We still have 6 different fires now. I thought it was 4, then it was 5. Now I'm watching CNN. 6 different fires in Southern California. It does continue to burn. Do you know what I'm hearing, Joan? I'm hearing that in California, you have some folks that are running around intentionally starting fires. Masked men running around intentionally starting fires. Now, I don't know if that's true. Citizen journalists have video of this happening.
What?
Yeah, in California. So that would not surprise me in the least. We've all heard of, obviously you've got gangs there, you've got terrorists there, you've got looting. So all kinds of things are going on in California. Now, again,
Would this be with the goal of starting the fires that can't be put out, and hey, look at what climate change is doing to our land? Is that what this would be all about?
I believe it was the Joker that once said some people just like to watch the world burn.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the
I don't know.
Joker's quite a funny
I
guy.
have I have no idea. Was that the Joker?
No, you were dead on.
Okay, good.
It was not him. It was Alfred. The reason I know that's my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, of course.
So
Of course it is.
Alfred,
KGB.
Michael Caine, amazing actor. He's the one that said that.
Okay, very good. Well, whatever. Anyway, I don't know what their reasoning behind it would be if it gives them then the opportunity to loot, or if this is just something that they
looting?
want to do.
Okay.
Some people just like to cause chaos. I don't know why they would do it, but there's people on X that have seen this happening. They're reporting it to the local authorities. Now, again, I don't know if that's true or not, but enough people are posting about this that I wouldn't put it past them. Yesterday, there was a conversation we had about a homeless person. A member of the media literally was watching a homeless person, clearly mentally ill, who was starting a fire because that person said it was the right thing to do. So I don't understand. So there's a lot going on with these fires. The National Guard has been called in. Again, looting has begun. That is not surprising. 6 separate fires burning. 2 new fires started burning overnight. Studio City, also in the Hollywood Hills. Add those to the Palisades fire and others. It just means that there's these huge swaths of iconic Southern California real estate from Malibu to Santa Monica, Pacific Palisades and Runyon Canyon. They're all just on fire. And you're talking about homes that are in the millions and millions of dollars. And so locals are just, number one, their homes are being destroyed. Number two, some of these folks are trapped within all of these fires because it's moving so fast. So people are trying to pick up the slack. We talked at great length, and everyone has, about the failures. I mean, this whole fire in Southern California, it is a masterclass in how progressive rule, a Democrat rule, can literally destroy a state and a region. People are now trying to pick up the slack where the firefighters simply can't. They can't be in all of these different places at once. Remember, part of the news cycle yesterday and this morning is the fact that Karen Bass, the mayor there in Los Angeles, cut the firefighter budget by, $24 million, something like that. And so now people are taking their garden hoses and they're trying to save their homes and the homes of neighbors as well.
we're in a dire situation right now because we are just about 10 homes north of Franklin
at a home here on Vista where the palm tree above the home caught fire about 5 minutes ago. That itself is troubling and alarming. The concern is all these ashes are falling on top of this house and the house next door. To this point with this fire, we have not seen any houses go up in flames, but you know how it gets. One turns to two, turns to a dozen really quickly. So,
by the way, if you want to see that video, it is incredible because this palm tree, because you know California is full of palm trees, right? So this palm tree is just ablaze. And so you've got these embers that are flying all over the place. And so they're trying to save the homes because honestly, if one home goes up, as you hear the reporter talking, as one home goes up, it's very quickly an entire block is gone. And so you see people picking up literally, I want you to think about your garden hose that you have outside, hooked up to whatever. And if in California, if you actually can get water from that garden hose, then they're trying to save, again, their homes and the homes of neighbors as well. All of this flaming debris is falling not only on people's roof, but also in plants and bushes and so forth. And homes are just going up instantly.
These are actually Good Samaritan to talk to the homeowners on their Ring camera who evacuated already, who gave them access to try to get up on the roof. And you see the one guy right now as they're trying to throw the hose up on the roof so they could start to spray the palm tree itself. But as you see, pieces are falling down. Some of the debris is coming off of the tree and down into the driveway here, which is fine at the moment. But obviously, there are trees here, there are bushes on this side, and homes on either side. The obvious concern here is the fact that if one of these homes catches fire and really goes up and fire crews haven't made it here just yet, there's always a concern the next one and this entire block goes up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Follow me on X at Dan Mandis Show if you want to see that amazing video. Now, yesterday, we also told you about how the LA Mayor Karen Bass, she cut, it was $27 million from LA's fire department. She is now, as you can imagine, being heavily criticized for that. One of the things I find interesting, by the way, just as a sidebar, is that you have all these people, including Gavin Newsom. I'm going to play you this audio because Trump is all in on attacking Gavin Newsom. And you got some people out there saying, well, now is not the time to criticize. Now is absolutely the time to criticize. Because sometimes what happens is the disaster then is over and then, they'll have a commission. They'll look at what went wrong and there might be a little article in the newspaper, maybe a little report on it, but nobody really pays attention. Now is the time to pay attention. And if Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, or the LA City Council, or Governor Gavin Newsom, if they did something to enable the firefighters not to be able to fight these fires, if they did something that would prevent them from being able to do their jobs, then yeah, that needs to be discussed literally right now. Because there's only so many different ways you can talk about the number of structures burned and the number of, sadly, people killed and how there's the fire spreading and all this. But there also has to be immediate accountability. So yeah, now is the perfect time. Not after the disaster is over when nobody's paying attention. Everybody's paying attention right now. That's not, I love this. Oh, you're politicizing the disaster. Bull crap. We want to make sure that if something went wrong in the fire preparation in Southern California, that those who made terrible decisions are held accountable. And as every day goes by, we find out more and more terrible decisions that have led to Southern California burning and firefighters not being able to put the fires out and not being able to do their jobs. I've got another bad decision by the city of Los Angeles, the mayor, the city council, etc., that meant that this fire and these fires continued to burn out of control. That disastrous decision is coming right up. It is 5:15. Time to check the roads on WTN.
We're eastbound at Church Street. That's exit 81. Police activity there. The right lane is blocked. One of our listeners says that is actually an accident involving a tractor trailer and a car. So be careful in that area. Again, it's 24 eastbound at Church Street, exit 81. Traffic every 10 minutes every morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Thank you very much. And by the way, Joan's camera is now working. So all you people that, didn't want to sit here and just watch me all morning, Joan's camera is now working. Hallelujah.
Oh, thank goodness.
If you want to go, you got a lot of fans. Let's just say that, Joan.
See, that's really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So if you want to see Joan, go check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and also the website, 997WTN.com. We're talking a lot about because elections have consequences, and about what the Democrats in Los Angeles and in California have done or not done in preparation for these fires. And so there's a lot out there, and there's a lot that I've got to say. Some people are saying now is not the time. Now is exactly the time. You know that they don't have enough firefighters, apparently. Did you also know that they fired hundreds of firefighters back during COVID for not getting the vaccine?
113 LA City firefighters have been suspended without pay for defying the city's vaccine mandate. In November, firefighters who had not submitted their vaccination status or requested an exemption were informed they would face suspension and termination. The policy requires city employees to be vaccinated. The fire department says firefighters who continue to resist the mandate will be entered into the process of termination.
Yep, they were fired. They actually brought a big old lawsuit that was thrown out, but this was a LA City Council decision. So they fired all those firefighters, including one guy who had been an LA firefighter for 31 years. And that was back in 2021. Then in 2023, all these things look so ridiculous right now as California burns. In 2023, they actually had a program to combat the fact that there were too many white firefighters. They had a program. They were concerned about the fact that there were too many white firefighters, and that was a problem. That was a big concern. Instead of making sure that there was water in the fire hydrants and so forth, this is was their big concern. And by the way, some people are saying, well, this is just the fire chief who we talked about yesterday, where she was all about diversity and equity and inclusion and all that crap. But this was LA's previous mayor, Eric Garcetti, who came up with this entire bureau for the LA Fire Department to support diversity, equity, and inclusion. This was also the LA County Board of Supervisors as well. Whole thing just an absolute train wreck.
Hey, have you seen Adam Carolla on this?
I have not listened to it. I know the audio's out there. Tell me.
Okay, so he said when he was 19 years old, this was long before his career began, his acting career, he was pretty destitute. He was living in the garage of his mother's home. She was on welfare, getting food stamps. He needed a job. So he went down to the fire department and said, hey, you guys hiring? And they told him, you're not black, you're not Hispanic, you can't get a job here. Come back in 7 years.
Are you kidding?
No.
You're not black. You're not Hispanic.
So come back in 7 years. So in 7 years, they contacted him and they said, hey, we see your application. Come on down. So he goes down and he's waiting in line with other people to, make application to become a firefighter. In the meantime, he had gone out and done construction. So he's waiting in line and he said, I'll ask the lady behind me, what's going on? And he says, so I applied for this job 7 years ago. How long has it been since you applied? She said, Wednesday. Because she was a black woman waiting in line to become a firefighter.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
This is what progressives value. Instead of being able to put out the fire, instead of having enough firefighters, this is what they are concerned with. By the way, have you heard about Donald Trump talking about these smelt fish?
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So coming up, we are going to talk about Donald Trump, Gavin Newsom, and the smelt fish. Also coming up right before the news with Joan Jones, coming up here in about 4 minutes or so. We have some great audio, wink, wink, of Gavin Newsom and a new campaign ad, wink, wink, for Gavin Newsom. And that is coming up here on Nashville's Morning News, 520. Joan Jones has the news at 5:30. Joan, what's coming up?
Well, we've the one weather pattern that could mean a little less snow in parts of Middle Tennessee tomorrow. We'll tell you what could happen there. Also, we'll tell you what the mayor of Los Angeles did that's hampering the current effort to fight the wildfires tearing through her city. Those stories at 5:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.